Kurt, maybe address what the team was like the last couple of days after the big win?
We were excited. It was a big win, I think, for us. One of those team wins where you focus on being with each other and playing with each other, and really just continuing to listen to the leadership tell us, don't give up, keep playing. A long game, 60-minute football game, and it's one of those ones that it fell our way, and we were excited about it.
What did you learn about this team, Kurt? I mean, being down 13 or whatever, coming back.
I think we can we have a lot of ability. We have a lot of team chemistry. We have good leadership, I think, starting with the coaches, starting with Coach Wolford all the way down, to the guys who may be redshirting this season. Anybody that was on that trip could really tell that we're not going to give up. We're not going to back down from anything. We're going to stick together, and I think that's what we've been striving for all summer and all off season, is trying to build a family, and that kind of showed this past weekend.
Indiana State, Colton Underwood had a nice game last time, and you're kind of familiar with them, so talk about them.
Yeah, this will be the fourth time playing Indiana State. They've gotten us twice. We were able to get them here last year, late at the end of the season. It's just going to be another conference game. It's going to be one of those ones that it's going to come down to a couple plays. They're going to be very influential on the outcome. We're definitely going to have to focus again, being on the road. I think we're busting out there a little bit earlier this year, but just continuing to stay focused, get away from distractions, and stay together, just like we did last weekend, and focus on what we can do, what we can control, and hopefully we can get that victory.
The way you won that game, does momentum carry over?
Oh, I think so, and I think the momentum that we do feel, we need to use it productively. We can't let it distract us. We can't let it become something that's going to take us away from our goals. We need to use it constructively, and momentum, I think, can work either way. So we definitely need to use it as a positive, instead of trying to, instead of letting it take us away from what we want to do.
You address the personnel and the schemes of the Indiana State defense that they'll be going up against?
They're a little bit similar to what Southern Hill was. They're gonna give us a lot of different looks. It's gonna be a different front. They will blitz us. They will try to get some pressure. But I think it's up front. It's gonna be about our guys staying on their tracks, communicating with each other. The O-line's done a great job communicating the last couple of weeks, and I like where they are. They like where they are. And I think that's just them building together, and it's really going to help us because they're playing well together. Elkins is doing a great job vocalizing to each other, or to the other guys, and helping some of those guys. Trevor Strickland, I think it was his first start last week. He had a solid game, and I think that goes on Elkins and goes on Fred. The guys he's playing with, they're really just helping him along.
Kurt, their coach mentioned earlier this week or yesterday or whenever that you guys knocked them out last year at the playoffs, so they do have something to play for per se. It's their first conference game. I mean, they got a lot in this game as well. I mean, how do you approach that?
I think that's just the mindset of every team in this conference, and you could probably say the same thing for Southern Hill last week. They had they were 2-2 going into this game, and it was their first conference game, and they really probably thought they had their backs up against the wall, because you never know how the conference is going to realign at the end of the season. So you got to take your wins when you can. Indiana State's going to come with that same mindset. Even though it is their first conference game, they're going to be thinking we can't lose these games, and that's the way we're thinking. And we really just don't want to have that loss early in the season, maybe affect us later. But we really just need to focus on what we're doing this week and how we can prepare to beat these guys.
Kurt, you mentioned being focused for this week, but 5 yards away from another school record in the passing yards. Are you aware of that right now?
I didn't know the number. I knew I was close. I knew eventually I'd be close sometime this season. I think it's cool. It's really neat, something that's definitely I'm going to cherish. I've been very blessed since I've been here, so that whatever is it, the passing yardage, I think it's a credit to a lot of the people I've played with. I've been fortunate enough to stay healthy, knock on wood. But just coaches letting me play a lot of ball, playing with a lot of good players who have made some great runs, made some great catches after getting them the ball. So I'm thankful.
And then back to Saturday's game, not only you and the receivers with that fourth quarter comeback, but I don't think maybe a lot of people realize Martin Ruiz, 46 yards in that fourth quarter, 87 yards rushing overall. So what can you say about his performance and how?
He's a good back. I like having him back there. He's definitely somebody I'm getting more and more comfortable with. He can do a lot of things. He catches the ball well. You've seen him catch and run. He runs between the tackles well. He's got great vision. He's getting there with his patience and finding those holes that are really going to set up the big runs. But I like the way he's playing. He's a great young back, and I'm glad I'm with him.
Kurt, this is the shortest, or the closest school, but it turns out to be maybe the longest trip for you guys. Does that change anything?
No, I don't think so. It's a little bit different, but every road trip there are some distractions. So I just think the way that we can just focus in together, focus on the task at hand, and not letting those other little things bother us. I just think it may be a little bit different trip, but we still have to do the same thing.
Leaving on Thursday helps? Will help?
Probably. I think so. They're 2 short bus trips. It's really not a big deal. We're heading towards Dayton too, so that's my hometown, which is cool. But I think 2 short bus trips is going to be helpful to us. We're going to be able to relax a little bit more instead of trying to rush and do it all in one day or trying to get a good flight. And a little bit different, but it's something we just got to deal with.
Tom said his favorite record of his was his career starts because it meant that he made the playoffs. Would that be one you'd like to break?
Yeah, that's cool. What's his?
47.
47? Okay. Yeah, that's something that's cool, and we're definitely going to have to get to where I want to go this year if I'm going to get that one. So, yeah, I'd like to get that one.
Kurt, you guys finished with 28 points, but up until that fourth quarter, you were 14. What took the offense a little while to get going?
We came out hot. I think they made some adjustments. So we didn't have third down conversions early like we needed to. We weren't doing as well on third down, so that kind of got us off the field and put their offense back on the field. We came out in the second half, and I think we had a drive going, and we kind of, again, third down conversion didn't really help us. Didn't have the ball a whole lot in the third quarter. And then by the time we did get the ball in the fourth, it was like, hey, it's go time. We got to do something. We got to find a way to get it done, and we were able to do that.
What's the huddle like in those situations where you're down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and you have to score?
We were really calm. We were focused. We knew what we had to do. Some of us older guys, we were just telling each other and telling the younger guys, one play at a time. We're going to control what we can control. If we have a bad play, just come back the next one. You got 4 downs. You got a 3rd and 6, 4th and 6. Someone's got to make a play. Someone's got to step up, and we knew we were able to do that so long as everybody took care of their job.